So I'm in my local park today, nice and sunny, lovely day for it, very loud birds. And over there is the mound, which I'm hoping to go and have a look at in a minute. And maybe if it's nice and quiet, I can get the spirit box out and see if there's any spirits there. Let's have a look. Welcome back. So in this video I decided to go with my SBox and investigate one of the oldest sites in my town, which is the 13th century remains of an old Motte and Bailey. Now a Motte and Bailey is basically an old fortification. Would have been made of wood, but it's sort of like all that's left now is sort of like a mound with like a moat around it. And this is in our local town park, and for years I didn't even know how old it was or what it was. The kids mostly used to bike over it, which has probably damaged it a bit. But yeah, we learned in school that it is actually a thing called a Motte and Bailey. And yeah, really old. And I want to test a theory out about the SBox, because in the last couple of videos I've had really good responses asking questions about the graves that are about 200 years old. There was two different graves, both around the 200-year mark, and I was getting really good answers through this. So I have this theory that maybe whatever it is we're communicating through this, spirits or whatever, that they can sort of access different timelines, because this comes up a lot, this idea that time is different on the other side, doesn't quite work in the same way that it does for us. And so I was curious to see whether they could access different kinds of information. So I wanted to see how far back we could potentially go with this. Now I did actually get something come through this that I was later able to verify, which has been really exciting. So stay tuned until the end of the video, because that really amazed me. So yeah, I don't actually do any kind of research or anything at all like that on these places before I do the investigation, or when I'm doing the transcribing. I do all that first and then I do the research after. That way I can sort of verify that what it is, you know, if anything comes up that I didn't know about, then that to me is verification that proves that this is real. And yeah, I got something really interesting on this one. So yeah, this is the Motte and Bailey. As you can see, lots of overgrowth, so it's really hard to kind of see really what's there, but you can kind of make out the moat area and lots of trees on the top of it now. And yeah, this would have been the protection for the town in 1279 when it was launched. Ironically, my town is called Newtown, even though it was like founded in 1279. I always think that's quite funny. I did a couple of sessions with this in the local park. Really annoyingly, the first one didn't record on my iPhone, but I've got the SD card recording off this, so I'll play you that. But yeah, I could have sworn I pressed the button on my iPhone. So I was getting a few little bits through that. For some reason, I felt the need to do a second one, and that one did record, so I'll play both of these. Have a listen to these. So I'm just over the way now from the mound, and what I want to know is if any of the spirits can tell me anything about what used to happen there years ago, anything that happened when it was a Motte and Bailey. So I'm going to be asking, and let's see what we get.
3.
So before I leave, I feel like I want to have another go with the spirit box and just kind of see if I can get any. Sometimes the first time you don't really get much coming out of it, but it is sometimes worth having another go. And so let's see if we can get anything now. Are there any seeds here? Frustrated with the fact that nothing was really coming through about the Motte and Bailey, which I was specifically asking about. So I thought I would do a home session because I have had some really interesting answers through this at home. It seems that I don't actually have to be at the site itself to get answers. So I did a 5-minute home session, and that's when the interesting thing came through. So I asked at the beginning of the session, I said, can you tell me anything at all about the Motte and Bailey, about anything that happened there? Just any information at all. Trying to see if it can like give me stuff from hundreds of years ago. It didn't seem to be able to. It was saying things like give up and dunno. But then something did come through. Keep an ear out for St. Francis. When I heard this, I thought that's a bit strange. I need to dig into that. And I did, and I found something that I could actually verify with St. Francis. It's only a whisper, but it's in there. Turn your volume up, wear headphones, and it is in there. And that's the thing I want you to remember. So yeah, this is the 5-minute SD card file. I'll play the whole thing because I always find it so interesting to find what else comes along with it. It's always interesting, and it's always, yeah, kind of random. I think it's the same team of spirits that I seem to have that seem to be coming through this. And yeah, they seem keen to help, and they often ask me for help, and I wish I could. I don't know really what it is they want, but they seem keen enough to help me when I ask them about these kinds of historical mysteries that I like to try and use this to solve. So about the St. Francis thing, this Motte and Bailey is situated in the park in town, which is where I was doing the session. And the town hall is also in the park, which is like the council buildings and things like that. But previously it was a private house called Newtown Hall, and a family lived there, and all the park grounds were their garden, so the Motte and Bailey was actually part of their garden. Like, to be rich in Victorian times, and you basically get an old medieval fortification in your back garden. I just think that's quite funny, because they've been doing archaeological digs there, and they're just finding like wine bottles and things from where they used to have parties in the summer house on the top of it. But yeah, it was in part of their garden, and the people that lived in this hall at the time were very Catholic. I didn't know any of this until I researched it later. Apparently they were so devoutly Catholic that they said nobody can inherit the hall unless they're also a Catholic. At the time in Newtown there was no Catholic church, so they apparently built a chapel behind the house, and the name of the chapel was St. Francis. I had no clue about this. The hall has since been demolished and the town council office is built on it. But it seems the Chapel of St. Francis is still there. And in case you don't believe me and you're demanding evidence, and you should demand evidence, question everything, here is a link that you can follow, and basically this will explain everything about the chapel and St. Francis and all of that. And yeah, it's weird because they actually spell it the female way. They spell it with an E rather than I. So yeah, if you Google it, make sure to Google it with an E. Yeah, and it seems that was used up until the war, and then they moved into a bigger church. So I wonder why that came through on this, unless they were just thinking, oh, we don't know anything about the Motte and Bailey, but here's something we do know about. I don't know, that was strange. But yeah, it is still there. I found pictures on Google Earth, or Street View or whatever it's called now, and yeah, you can see it, and you can see how near it is to the town hall and to the Motte and Bailey. So I just thought that was really strange, like why would St. Francis come through this, and then to find out that the chapel was actually called that. That to me is pretty verifying, you know, that this isn't just radio noise, that this is intelligent communication from somewhere else. Again, I'm completely ignoring this thing as I did this last time. I don't know if that's actually gone off or not. Generally it doesn't here in my front room, but every now and then, sometimes I'll get a little blip on it. So again, if there's any spirits here, you're welcome to set that thing off. I don't know how easy or difficult it is for them to use. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. So maybe I should go back there and try and do another session there. See if maybe go a bit nearer to the chapel. See if I can find out what that was all about. But yeah, really interesting one this time. And I love it when I can find facts and things line up. It's really validating. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do like and subscribe, or leave a comment below. If you heard anything that I missed, let me know. And yeah, love and light you all. Stay curious. Bye. Oh yeah, something I actually forgot to mention in terms of trying to find out about how far back we can go with timelines on this. I did a home session at one point, and I actually asked them about the pyramids. Because I just want to know, like, I want to know what the heck is going on with the pyramids. Like, I don't think they're as old as what people are saying. I think they're a lot older than what people are saying they are. And what the heck are those structures that they recently like found underneath them that go like way down into the ground? Something's going on with the pyramids. It said something about a pharaoh, and that was it. Didn't get any answers, so I don't know. I have this theory that maybe they can like go back about 200 years, and any more than that, I think it starts to get a bit tricky, and there's some reason as to why. I need to find out why that is. It could well be that 200 years is still pretty recent in spirit terms. To us it seems like a long time in human lifetime terms, but 200 years isn't that long ago really. And you know, the people themselves seem to have come up and, you know, answered my questions and things about, you know, their 200-year-old gravestone. So I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, it would be great though, wouldn't it, if they could go back thousands of years and we could be like, did aliens build the pyramids? Come on, give us the answers. Okay, I'll put my tinfoil hat away now. That's another vlog for another day. Okay, stay curious. Okay, I just stopped filming, was about to pack away, and this thing has started going absolutely nuts. And I start filming and it stops. Okay. That just went mental. Ah, why can't you do that on camera? Okay. I'm trying to see if it can like give me stuff from hundreds of years ago. Something's going on with the pyramids. It says something's going on with the pyramids.